In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to maintain muscle on a cut because that is probably the biggest question that everyone seems to have when it comes to actually dropping weight. Because what is the point in doing an entire gaining phase to then lose all the muscle that you gained in that cut? And I'll be honest, I've been there. So obviously in that cut there, it actually looks like I've gained muscle, but I definitely haven't. Just the fat loss is very dramatic and it actually makes you look a lot bigger. But in the difference between these pictures is 14 weeks. So 14 kilos in 14 weeks, zero muscle loss, in quick, aggressive, in and out. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been there before. Where one, the mistake here is one, I probably didn't have that much muscle to begin with. That's one thing that I think a lot of people don't really come to the terms with is they don't actually have that much muscle to begin with. And two, they make a load of these mistakes, and these are just some of the mistakes that I made. There's probably more out there as well, but these are the mistakes I made, and I made all the mistakes in the book. I made all the mistakes in the book. The first one was I followed a very, very low calorie diet. If you looked at that picture there, I was eating around 1,500 calories to get down to that, which is completely mad. It's like pulling an elastic band. You pull an elastic band, it's gonna snap at some point and then end up just snapping on me. But what that also does is your body actually needs food to have the muscle. If there's no reason for the muscle to be there and you're not eating enough calories, you're not fueling your body enough, then it's gonna use the muscle for energy instead. Once it's used the fat stores, it's gonna start using the muscle stores for obviously for energy as well. So that's why single calories aren't ideally the best when it comes to when you're in a diet. You can get away with it if it's a couple of weeks, like 3 or 4 week mini cut. You can get away with going low calories, but anything sustained long term, not ideal. The next one is why is that so blurry? Fuck's sake! What the? It's supposed to be low carb diets. I see the validity in low carb diets on rest days, but on a training day, carbs are absolutely massive for you. They're going to be able to fuel your sessions. They're your body's main source of energy. So being able to prioritize your carbs in and around your training is going to be absolutely vital. They don't eat enough protein. They don't eat enough protein. If you don't give your body the protein that it needs, then it's not going to hold on to the muscle and give it a reason to hold on to the muscle that you've got. So you're going to end up losing it. Next one, you train like a pussy. You go into the gym, and because you think you're on a cut, you're going to lose strength. That is not the case. If you go in thinking like that, that is going to happen. But if you go in with the same intention as you did when you were on your bulk or when you were trying to gain muscle, and you go in there thinking, I'm going to beat my reps week on week, I'm going to lift more weight, then you are going to keep on a hold of the muscle. Yes, towards the end, there might be a slight decrease in kind of your pressing strength, but that's kind of natural. Wouldn't be absolutely massive. If you went back to basically the first picture here, honestly, the difference between my pressing was literally 5 kilos. 5 kilos in my pressing, and I'm 15 kilos lighter. So it shouldn't be that bad. If you do it properly, then it shouldn't have that much of an effect. The next one is going to be sleep. So obviously, sleep has a massive effect on the release of your growth hormone, which will allow you to recover in between sessions. So all the damage you're doing in the gym, sleep is what basically grows and repairs the muscle and sends out the hormone to actually do that when you're asleep. If you get shit sleep, then you're going to lose muscle. Simple as that. You're doing too much cardio. You're putting the body under too much kind of stress. Cardio is good for fat loss, and it's going to be good for keeping hold of your muscle as well. But too much of it is going to impact your sessions, is going to impact your strength, and because you're on lower calories as it is, it's going to become a lot harder to recover from that as well. And the next one is they do not track their lifts. They just go in and just train. I used to do that. Just go in and train, not know what I lifted last week. I couldn't even tell you what I ate for breakfast yesterday, never mind what weight I lifted in the gym last week. So being able to track it on an app is very, very useful. Instead, this is exactly what you need to do. You want to be in a small calorie deficit. I'd say 200 to 300 calories, and week on week, you can then obviously adjust that. So if you want to be losing around 0.6 to 1 kilo per week, If you aren't doing that, you can do one of two things. You can drop the calories by 100 to 200, or you can add steps, add 1 to 2K steps, or 40 minutes of cardio across the week. The next one is going to be carbs. Carbs, pre workout carbs, post workout, pre workout carbs, quick digesting. And then after, you want some slow digesting with some quick digesting carbs. Place that around your training. Have all of your carbs in around your training, and then outside of that, you can focus more on fats and proteins. Next one, train hard. Go into the gym. Train like you are building muscle, because you should be building muscle in a car. It can happen, but go in with the intention of doing it. Otherwise, there's no point of you being in the gym. Make sure you are hitting your protein. Massive. I'd be aiming for on a cut to maintain the muscle, 1 gram per pound of body weight minimum. I'd even up it to 1.5 if I can, especially on rest days. Up it to 1.5. Have less carbs on the rest days and go 1.5 grams of protein. Most satiating macronutrient, so it'll help you on the cut, and it'll also really help you obviously maintain the muscle mass that you currently have at the minute. Next one, pretty obvious. Sleep 7 to 9 hours a night. And then last one you're looking for is tracking your lifts. You've got to go in and you've got to go, right, what have I lifted last week? And then you've got to go in and look at that every single time you go in. And you need to go, I'm beating that number. I'm beating that number. Every time you go in, treat it like a game. You know, when you go in and having certain levels, you're trying to beat the level. That's what you're trying to do every single time you go into the gym. The more specific you can be with this, the better. So you're able to go in every single week and go, right, this is exactly what I need to do. So there's no real confusion there. That's kind of the main thing. But you may find you're doing a lot of these things. You may find you're doing a lot of these things, because I definitely was. One thing that the biggest advice I would have is not trying to do everything at once. I would try and go pick one that you think is the biggest struggle at the minute. Like if you're like, for example, if your protein's in the bin, that's the first thing that I'd be looking into. Protein, make sure that's nailed. And then obviously calories and making sure you're in a calorie deficit, small calorie deficit. Once you've got them two kind of nailed, that's the two biggest kind of components. And then it's going to come to training. List them out. I want you to list them out, all of the things that you're maybe struggling with a little bit, and you list them out in terms of priority. And then each week, once you nail one and you keep it consistent, and then you go down the list, that makes it 10 times easier for you to then go, right, this is the most important one. This is the one that's going to give me the most bang for my buck, and the one that's going to be that's in the way the most at the minute. Once you tick that off, one, you're going to look better, you're going to feel better because you've got that nailed. But then now you can go down the list and you can go down to the least kind of priority. And once you've got them all nailed, bro, you're going to look different class, bro. You're going to look different class, because you're going to lose all the weight, and then you're going to maintain all the muscle as well, and even just build muscle as well. So once you've got all them in place, then mate, you are absolutely flying. So, yes, that is exactly how you are going to keep hold of your muscle on a cut. Absolute bulletproof guide. And yeah, have a good one.